So I'm sharing today about compromise and entitlement, and then also like in a conversation with someone about this, each one being their own truth, and from social media a little, and yeah, okay. So first of all, silence when we have nothing to say that's uplifting, inspiring, or supportive, and when we only ask for what we need that we can't give to ourselves without them, is healing our boundaries. When we tell God, I'm nothing and no one, and I have nothing and no one without God, we let the fire of purification destroy the veil of darkness and confusion so goodness can be created and produced where we could see radiance and dazzling light. There's no shortcuts in connection, for example, sex, drugs, or lies. Others see us with their eyes. We only need to take it if it's useful and can ignore it if it's not. We judge people from our own mind, and this means we can clean our own eyes and our vision. Am I really like that? If so, we can correct it. Blessed are the pure in thought who can see God. Good is non-harmful, benefiting. If we're paranoid, we're going to believe others are after us, and our mode of seeing will inform our perception and shape our beliefs. We are creating the world that we see. Peace of mind or inner conflict when we're the truthful seer, the inner peace that can release from bondage and be free. When the mind is quiet, if we can let go of the past, we can be in blissful calm. When something presses our button, it's our button still. The problem is not attracting an abusive men, it's giving them our number, it's entertaining them. That's what is written in the Course of Miracles somewhere by Marianne Williamson, I think. People who say Buddha or Jesus or whatever, it's unprogramming, non-culturated, unconditioned mind, the adenoid mind, and remembering our identity through meditation, through observer and the thought, taking a pause. It could be mantra or pasuk, like repeating something. The breath is very important. Steering at something like a candle or, nature. And we revert to repeats and short circuits when we're really being in the past. Something we could say is, I choose peace, I choose love, I choose life, I choose awareness. The inner teacher, which in some cultures they call the guru, some people, we say the inner Torah, prevented only by the past, bringing in anything and everything to prevent us from those choices, it becomes automatic. When the student is ready, the teacher appears, right? We know that we can let experiences guide and provide for us. And we can see with our inner eye. Some people in some cultures call it yantra, but some people call it das elyon, das tachton, like the real knowledge. Then we see that everything, it's infallible. The law of cause and effect and the laws of consequences. I mean, we don't have to get convinced always by someone else's sob story as an excuse for why we should accept unhealthy treatment or it's toxic. And we don't have to judge others for who they are, just loving their presence. Some people only do what they do to the people they can get away with doing it to. And then in a talk with someone, we explore this further. We are all a vessel. There's just different contents. The most is the least and the least is the most. Because they could carry, like someone who's the least of themselves has the most they're carrying, and someone who's the most themselves has the least they're carrying, because so much of them. So sometimes I realized also that I test people to see how they're going to disappoint me, how they'll behave if they have nothing to lose, and when do I feel loved. It's like weird and fickle to feel loved, right? When spending money freely, romance, considered, being thoughtfulness, that I matter, that I'm important, they care about me. So I used to think spending money freely, like when it comes to shopping, bars, restaurants, activities, it's not that. It's feeling like what I need, and then I don't really need to buy a lot. It's like whatever I need to have, I'll make sure I could get it. My mother was really afraid of spending money. My father was afraid of sharing money, and so few needs were met by my father that my mother chose an adult child like her mother did. Couldn't handle responsibility or love, and this is me, my independence, to my resourcefulness. It was taught by the helplessness that I need to dig for it sometimes, because being helpless and also told no one cares about me is not... it's not bad or good. It's good because I left the community. I learned to ask for help outside, leave to a better influence, going a different way with different needs. But also, like, I'm looking for facts here, like a journalist, like a scientist of my life. I'm also learning there's no stress if you can't make people love me. They do or they don't. If I ask just them, then it seems no one else will love me. Like, as if I'm needing just that one person. It's waiting and stuck by the wrong person. I recently did this. I was like waiting for someone to just tell me something encouraging, reassuring. But love comes naturally. If it's not for me, it won't. And a lot of people act like stars, but stardom doesn't want them. And I'm attracting people who are enhancing my life because they genuinely appreciate me and with just their presence and blessing. So my side, your side, the truth, there's three sides to every story. Repeating something doesn't make it fact. Truth changes while fact doesn't. And we each have our own truth. It's arbitrary. What am I storing up? What am I collecting? What is writing, practicing a skill set? What is information, being a record keeper, saving the ideas? I remember there was this man, his name is Vadim, who kept reaching out to me each time wanting like something from me that I was able to give many years ago, which I really wasn't able to give, but I gave it. He didn't understand what changed. I want to make it up, but I can't. That I'm not interested in using each other anymore. Like, I want love. I want to share love. And letting energy flow, not dwelling. The wisdom is in the past. We have to trust that we already got the wisdom we're going to need so that we know who we're dealing with and how to deal with them. And it's the real. It's who they are. Good friends may be not good friends to other people. We can expect snakes to be snakes and hyenas to be hyenas. It's good to know who we're around, and that all the birds can be flying in the wrong direction, and every snake has dirt on it, and because they crawl on the ground. And a wildebeest that migrates through the water with a crocodile getting to them. And we can repeat the same patterns even when they're harmful. We have the chance to reprogram. It's kind of a manipulation, but it's of our own mind. And people are who they are. We deserve what we get. And what's the only thing no one else has done that we can do is live our own life. We don't have to give so much information to others. When we're living and learning, there's always new information. Everybody's always changing. We can learn what to expect and what not, and we have to be able to adapt. Some things are just a gesture, and experience is bittersweet. Today I'm connecting with like God, Hashem, as like the program maker, the one who makes the program for each of us, what program we're going to live. Like in the Matrix, they say like the coder or something, the one who designed the designer. And we can say everybody gets respect until they abuse it and lose it. We can trust the future, and we can earn. Respect has to be earned. Like if it's abused, it's not being earned. Actions, not words, matter when it comes to respect, attitude, and values. Like if you tell someone be quiet and they keep talking, it doesn't matter if they're saying something nice. You've just asked them to be quiet. Their action of respect says a lot more. Someone could be telling you, I respect you, while they're doing something that's very disrespectful. So it's respecting you as your own being and not trying to be divided. Like when someone's divided, they may lack the self-respect. So that's just my comment. But if you stand for everything, you stand for nothing. And if someone doesn't have values, I don't respect them. They didn't learn from life experience. And finally, patience and sweetness go a long way. So on social media, I learned that being someone for, like, everyone's a blessing or a lesson. Always a reason for everything. Friends who always have my back are very rare. And if I have one, keep them. Let others have their fights without needing to change anything. I deserve someone who thinks I'm too important to lose, and I can be someone for someone to take. Being someone for someone to take their aggression out on isn't necessary when that person already has their own outlets. And finally, only the madman is absolutely sure about anything. So what does that say? That says be okay with being uncertain or be okay with being psychotic. And I'll stop here and I'll say the person that I had that conversation with, his name is Sprouty or Leo. We had really clearly a very deep truth or wisdom sharing time. Wish you well. Bye-bye.